Greetings and salutations, YouTube. In this video, I wish to discuss food consumption and eating whilst overseas or eating whilst abroad. Okay, I'm going to start off with the text here and then I'll sort of go off the dome. So, this is one of the biggest factors in cost of living abroad. That and transport, of course, rent not included, because rent is probably going to be your largest expense when you're overseas. If you love food and you love to eat, surviving abroad will be more challenging and expensive for you. If you eat three solid meals a day, that's a lot of cooking or eating out you've got to do. And remember, food takes energy. The acquisition of food, going out to hunt your food and water. So I actually wrote acquiring. Acquisition of food, going out to, I wrote hunt your food, was also get your food and water. Or in this modern age, purchase it. Preparing your food, don't even get me started on this. And finally, eating and digesting your food and then washing up. It's a whole lot of energy. That's why I take up the practice of fasting. Or more recently, I only eat one solid meal a day. I might have fruits, vegetables, snacks around that, but it's just one solid meal a day and it's balanced. I do have a video on this channel discussing the one meal a day thing. Excuse me. Yeah, and it's very important, the food that you eat. So if you're a bodybuilder and you're eating 3 to 6, 3 to 7 meals a day, that's not sustainable overseas. It's just not going to work for you. It's going to be extremely difficult, even if you're in a place where the cost of living is lower and it's more affordable to eat what you might want. It's easier to get the protein that you seek or to get the carbs and calories that you seek. So it might be easier, but it's just not going to be beneficial for your energy. And another thing is, depending on how strong your immune system is, you're outside of your usual environment, so you're more likely to get sick. Because I believe, and there's a lot of scientific evidence behind this, a lot of the time we get sick by the foods that we eat. Food poisoning is a real thing. Sometimes you can trace your sickness down to something that you ate, something that you didn't eat. So vegetation over medication, like what you eat, is extremely important. I'm reading the rest of the paragraph here. Sometimes I survive just off eating the local food. Sometimes I'll be cooking, but typically it's a mixture. So I wrote this quite some time ago. Now I much prefer to cook my own food because there's a spiritual element behind food consumption as well. And I want my energy over my food. And if I'm eating someone else's food, I do my best to bless that person's business, to pray over the food, to pray over the hands who served me this food. And it's like you don't know what process people go through. Like personally, if given an option, do you want, let's say it's the same chef, given an option from the same chef, one day he's happy, smiling, one day he's just lost his mother. Which one are you going to take? You don't want that grieving energy. You don't know what someone's state of mind is. So do your best to cook your own food. I typically hire somebody. I have hired like a chef and things like that many times. I don't cook so much anymore when I'm in my normal environment. If Whole Foods are well priced, I'll buy sweet potatoes, plantains, whatever. Since this book is primarily focused on travel, I won't go into the specifics of eating. Obviously, if demand requires it, I can make a video on that. Something I want to mention as well, fasting is important to me because when you're fasting, if you're eating one meal a day, you just have to think, especially like if you're in a random place, you just think of one solid meal a day and get your fruit and your nuts and seeds and that stuff outside of that. But it's going to save you a lot of time, especially if you've got other things to be doing. And something that I want to know is that when I fasted every single Monday, so I didn't eat the entire Monday for 2 years, I never got sick, not once. When I started playing around with the cyclic fasting, intermittent fasting, I still got sick. In fact, now because I'm recovering from a slight, typically because of fasting and how strong my immune system is, I never get sickness that goes below my neck. It always stays here. So I just have to sort this throat, with ginger, herbal remedies, different things like that. It never goes below. I have got sick below before in the past, but it's like my immune system's so strengthened that doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, I just recommend that it's best to be lean as a traveler and not require so much food. It's best to stick to one cafe and not try like loads of different stores. Because, like I said, if you get, like, for example, I can eat locally if I'm in a place for a period of time. I can observe the people, I can observe their energy, week in, week out. And if I'm like, yeah, okay, I want to try this, I'm going to stick to that cafe and be a regular there. As much as I hate being a regular somewhere, it's better that than going to this place, going to that place, going to that place. You don't really want to do that. So if you can observe people over a period of time, then it's going to be safe for you to eat their food. Um, it is through what we eat that we get sick. So if you're eating a lot, you're more likely to get sick, and your health is the most important thing as a traveler.